So before Thanksgiving, I invited the confirmation students to write down each day, I don't know if they've done this because we had to cancel because of the ice last week, 3 things every day that they are grateful for. Not the big 3 F's they always pray for: family, friends, food. These, along with shelter and health, maybe we can call them fortress and fitness. That would be the 5 F's, right? Probably those 5 F's are all we really need, so they are good prayers. But I wanted them to practice praying for what might be considered minutia. Break down those big categories into specifics. I remember one of the things I said I was grateful for was that Arthur's mom, Sally, said she would speak at Blue Christmas worship service. Of course, that's not necessarily a little thing, but it is a very specific thing. Because sometimes in life, we have to look for things to hold on to that we are grateful for, that bring us joy or bring us back to joy. So that when something hard happens, we can lean on those gratitude or those joy muscles that we have developed. The kids learn to do that in sports, in dance, in music. Rehearse, rehearse, rehearse. Rep after rep after rep after rep. Anthony Edwards has made more 3-pointers than anyone else this year. Do y'all know who Anthony Edwards is? NBA Timberwolves player. But he's made more 3-pointers than anyone else. Why? Repetition. Reps, 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 reps. So it becomes automatic. Don't have to think about it. Just do it. Becomes body memory. It's no different in faith than it is in any other skill we develop. It takes practice. It takes repetition. When hard days come, and they will, when negativity creeps in, and it does, when crises loom, and they do, it is vital to have practiced finding joy. It is vital to have experienced its absence and looked until we have discovered it or have it discover us. That builds body memory. That builds faith memory. It builds trust in the one whom we say we put our trust in. Though, as always, we often need community to surround us with it, to sing it, to pray it, to reveal it to us, or sometimes we need to let another's joy carry us when it feels far away from us or very foreign to us. Our hymn of the day has this title, Joyful is the Dark. Now, part of the song is seeking to remind us that dark, often used as a negative image, is necessary for so much life and revelatory of so much beauty. The spirit swooping like the dark plumaged raven, the needed darkness of the tomb out of which comes light, the needed darkness of the womb out of which comes life. To quote again the book I'm using for the children's sermon, the dark is not an end, it's a door. It's the way a new beginning comes. So we need darkness. It's the beauty of the darkness that lets us see the sky and the stars in the sky and the northern lights, and it lets us get the sleep that we need so that we can dream and be refreshed and renewed. But darkness can also describe those times that threaten to steal away our joy, when we can't see the light for how dark it seems, when things overwhelm us and make us feel like we are drowning. The poet Ross Gay, in his book, The Book of Delights, says he thinks of delight as of light and also as delight, without light. I like that. Delight, delight. Just like darkness is both a joy and something that seems to have the power to threaten joy. Delight and delight. It's against the background of that kind of darkness, the threatening joy one, that Zephaniah sings today's song of joy. But we miss the power of it because there are 8 judgment oracles that describe cosmic devastation. 8 oracles before the one we hear today that probably most of us would find it difficult to read through and say, just let me skip over this and get to the good part. Would that we could do that in our own lives, right? But only if we read through all 8 do we experience the joy of the oracle we hear today breaking through. Only when we're able to hear the hard words and those 8 other oracles from God do we find ourselves longing for, looking for, and then being granted and surprised by joy. Only when we have experienced the darkness do we understand how sometimes we have to dig deep to discover, to experience joy. Only from those places do we discover how we actually can trust the everlasting nature and power of joy. It's from prison that Paul writes, "Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I say, rejoice." If Paul weren't in prison and told us to rejoice, we maybe would say, depending upon our circumstances, "Oh, easy for you to say." But when he proclaims from a Roman prison that he knows, if not now, someday will probably mean his execution, then it's not an insensitive command, but a proclamation of faith. Even in the midst of this, joy is ours. Yea, though I walk through the darkest valley, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall not fear. Joy is mine, because it comes from God, and it cannot be taken away. As the oppressed one Zephaniah was preaching to, hearing that they can rejoice and exult with all their heart because God is in their midst and God will remove disaster from them, that weeping lasts for the evening, but joy cometh in the morning. The power of joy is that it is a power that exists in the midst of its opposite. It's there, no matter the circumstances. As the communion liturgy we hear every week puts it, it is indeed right, our duty, and our joy, that we should, at all times and in all places, in all times and in all places, it is our joy to be able to give thanks and praise no matter where we find ourselves. Not because our circumstances are what we want them to be, not because they are what they should be for God's beloved ones, but it is our joy because our joy depends not upon our external circumstances, situations, but upon the Lord. Joy is a gift. It's not a feeling or an accomplishment. It's not something we create. It's something we receive at the same time that it's something we look for. Something that is always there because for us it is rooted in God, in the good news that God is near, that God is here. Practicing joy, developing our joy muscles, is celebrating the goodness of what is, of what was, and of what is to come. In other words, it's learning to celebrate and trust God. Practicing joy, like practicing gratitude, is looking beyond what is ephemeral to hold on to what is true, what is everlasting, holding on to the one who forever and always holds on to us. What greater joy is there than that? Amen.